Hey, where are you? Didn't I make it clear to you that I wanted you to stay home and take care of Jane and her son at our house today? Is that so hard to do? But it's like there's nothing inside that head of yours, and you just never listen to what I say. Anyway, you better hurry up and get some of those snacks that my grandson likes, and you better not forget to bring Jane along. I swear to God. Jane hasn't been feeling well these days, having to take care of that 3-year-old boy. You have no idea how tired and exhausted she has been, and you're just adding to the stress. You saw how distraught I was, and you still couldn't do anything to help out. Are you just that heartless and selfish?
Mary, I already told you that I have to go to the hospital for my regular checkup. I am in my last trimester now, and the doctor said it's very crucial that I go to all my checkups to make sure there are no complications. I'm on my way to the hospital right now, so I won't be able to go to your house anytime soon. It'll have to wait. My hospital visit is more important.
Well, can't you just change your appointment to tomorrow? That's an option that you could have done. Why didn't you think of that? Or drop them off at my place first and come right back after your appointment. You see how tired I have been as well, and you know I am getting old, but of course, you don't care about me and always put yourself first. Do you really just hate giving us a helping hand? Is it really that hard for you?
No, Mary, it's not that I hate to do it or that I don't want to help. Honestly, my body is also really tired. You always want me to take care of Jane at home so she can rest. But then, when she's there, all she does is lie down and do nothing. She won't ever lift a finger to do anything. Then my time goes to waste just taking care of her, and I can't do anything during the day. I'm also just really tired of that by now. Not only do I have to take care of her, I have to make food, feed, and play with her son. You know it's not that easy to watch over a child.
Do you think she's just lying down because she wants to lie down? Don't you think that she also wants to play around with her son? Are you just being like how you are because of your morning sickness? Or are you just really pretending that you don't know, or what? Now that you're pregnant, did you just suddenly lose all empathy you have for others? Do you need help finding that?
Mary, have you forgotten that I'm pregnant?
I know you are pregnant, but you're almost to your due date. Jane is still in her first trimester. Do you think it's easier for you? You know yourself that the first trimester is the hardest and most dangerous phase of pregnancy, right?
Well, speaking of that, since you know so much about the difficulty of being pregnant, why did you treat me so badly when I was on my first trimester? You made me do everything. Groceries, cleaning the house, laundry, cooking, everything. I had to do it all just because you said so. Have you forgotten about that? I was in my first trimester and I still did it all. You knew that I was really struggling when I was in the earlier phases of my pregnancy, yet you just completely overlooked that and still made my life so much harder.
Ugh, do you really think I'd treat you like you're my daughter? Daughter and daughter-in-law are not the same. Do you treat me, your mother-in-law, like how you treat your own mother? That's what I thought. The daughter-in-law should always do all the housework, whether she's pregnant or not. That is the rule, and that will never change. And that is something that you should also abide by. Why do you think I'm being so hard on you? Because you are my daughter-in-law. Is it making sense in that empty brain of yours now? If I don't make you do any of those, then what exactly are you contributing to my family?
I did not marry your son so I could become your slave.
Oh, just quit babbling and listen to what I say. I am older than you, and you should know to respect that. I already called the hospital and changed your appointment for you, so hurry up and come over to the house. You better make your way here as soon as you can. I knew this kind of day would come, so I took note of all of your personal information ahead of time. I knew that would be useful, and I was right.
It is not that easy to cancel hospital appointments. Why did you do that without my consent? Today is supposed to be my last appointment before my due date, and they need to check whether there are complications and examine the baby's health. If I don't go to this appointment today and something happens to my pregnancy or baby, are you going to take responsibility of what happens?
Why should I be responsible of the baby that is in your womb? That is your child, so that's your responsibility. Back in my day, we worked day in and day out under the heat of the sun throughout the entire pregnancy, and we were fine. So you have no right to complain. Stop pretending like you're just so weak and can't do anything. Like I already said earlier, hurry up and come over so you can wash the dishes and clean the house. You got that?
didn't you say that you would do the dishes? Why are you making me do it now? It was you, yourself, who said this morning. You clearly said that since I'm in my last trimester that you would let me rest and you would help out with household chores.
Oh, the only reason I said that is because my son was there and he was getting so worried about you. So I just lied and said I would help you out. I didn't want my own son to worry. Are you just that slow? You couldn't read the room? You think you can get away from your role as the daughter-in-law that easily? Why should I be doing the dishes? Or doing anything that you should be doing? Do you think that makes any sense? You want me to wash those dishes and plates that are infested with that dirty hand and mouth of yours? You expect me to even dare touch those? Gross. Oh my goodness, now that I'm thinking about it, it's so disgusting. Yuck.
If you hate it that much, and it disgusts you that much, then why are you making me live with you? I never said I wanted to move into your house. It was you who randomly said without asking me that I will move in with you. You didn't even ask for our opinion. If it really disgusts you to even be in the same place as me, then it makes no sense that you want me living in the same house as you.
Seriously, just stop your babbling and come to the house like I've told you 1,000,000 times. I told you, you need to help Jane. I'm seriously just so exhausted to the point that I feel like I'll faint, so you need to get here fast.
Mary, I am also really tired and I can't bear to watch a child that is so disrespectful and has no manners. That kid has no manners at all. Who would want to watch a kid who punches the belly of a pregnant woman? No one wants to be even near that kind of child, even if he's their nephew. Anyway, I just got to the hospital, so I will talk to you later.
Are you telling me that you still went even though I canceled your appointment? How disappointing. What did I expect from someone like you who wouldn't listen to her elders? Seriously, I gave you the chance to listen to me so I can like you even just a little bit, but even that small chance, you chose to sabotage it. You're seriously the worst daughter-in-law, and I don't regret saying that to your face. Hey, are you at Walmart right now?
Hey, Mary, yeah, I am. Why? Is there something I can help you with?
Well, I forgot to tell you ahead of time, but I will be going hiking with my friends tomorrow. It will be quite a hike, so we're going to need to pack our own food. So while you're there at Walmart, get some stuff you can use to make our packed lunch. There will be 6 of us in total, so make sure you buy enough ingredients to make 6 lunch boxes. You got that?
What? Are you really telling me to make not just 1 or 2, but 6 lunch boxes for you? I'm really sorry, but I just cannot do that right now. I'm so close to my due date, so I get easily tired even when I'm just standing. And you want me to do groceries, cook, and pack lunch boxes for 6 people? Even if they sold lunch boxes here, there is no way I can carry 6 from here all the way to the house. I don't have a car, so I'd have to walk with my own groceries, plus the ingredients for the food you asked for. It's just impossible. I can't do it.
I promised my friends that I will take care of our food. And now you want me to seem like I am the type of person who cannot keep her promises? You're the worst. Stop using your pregnancy as an excuse to get out of everything. That is so immature of you. Anyway, make sure you get some fresh meat and deli meats, fruits, and a variety of vegetables, and prepare them as best you can.
Wow, you really want a very luxurious lunchbox. If you want that kind of lunchbox so badly, why don't you make it yourself? Stop telling me to do this and do that. Seriously, how about just using your own hands and feet to do the things you tell me to do?
Are you disobeying my words? Oh, I can't believe you're saying all this to my face, you disrespectful human. Your full term is less than 2 weeks, yet you still don't try to induce childbirth. You're really trying to milk the most of this pregnancy and use it as an excuse for everything. I really cannot say what goes on in that empty head of yours. Other pregnant women would try to induce labor so they can be done with their pregnancy as soon as they can and their child experiences the outside world sooner. Yet, here you are. You're going to be a mother soon and you are just thoughtless about your own child. You're a joke.
Mary, I was told by the doctors that my child is smaller than average, so they told me it's better to nurture her inside my womb for as many days as possible.
Psh! Your doctor is a guy. How dare he pretend that he knows what it's like to be pregnant and give birth? Plus, if a child is born smaller than the average size of babies, there's so many ways to raise the child so they grow bigger. So since you're already in your last trimester, even if you induce labor now, it won't be an early one. It'll actually be perfect. So hurry up and try to give birth as soon as you can so you can do the work you're supposed to be doing in the first place.
You know I can't just tell the baby to come out of my womb or just pull it out, right? Grow up, Mary. You are ridiculous.
Wake up really early tomorrow and pack the 6 lunch boxes I told you about. Then carry it with you and go up and down 30 flights of stairs. Let's see if that won't induce labor. Why don't you try that?
Sure. Let's say I did do that, and my water broke. Do you think that's safe for the baby if I was tiring myself out from walking flights and flights of stairs? Mary, you sound seriously stupid and just ridiculous right now. I don't want to waste any more of my time talking to you, so I'm just going to stop talking with you.
Hey you! I heard you had contractions and went to the hospital. So when are you going to be giving birth?
That's not really something I can just decide on the whim. I need to let my pregnancy take its course. My dilation is only at 2 centimeters, which is barely opening at all. Plus, this is my very first time giving birth, so it'll take me a little longer to fully birth my child.
Oh, well, since you're not giving birth yet, hurry up and come to the house so you can do some cleaning.
Mary, you are unbelievable. Are you seriously saying that to me right now? I literally just got back home from the hospital because I was having contractions, and now you want me to go and do cleaning? Do you hear yourself?
Well, your baby is not coming out anytime soon, right? And it's not like you can't move at all. Also, you talk to me like I've never experienced giving birth to a child before. You will give birth whenever your body is ready, so while it's still not at that phase, hurry and be here so you can help me with the house. I am telling you this all for your own good. The more contractions you have, the better it is for you to be moving around instead of just staying still. If you don't come, there isn't any dinner for us to eat, and all the pots are still unwashed. Plus, I won't have any clothes ready for my hike tomorrow. So, like I've said a million times already, hurry up and help with the house. And then you can worry about giving birth. Got it?
Mary, it has been well past 1.5 years since you packed your own clothes without consulting with us, and you just moved in like all the decision is up to you. Then I did so many things for you. I made you food, cleaned the house, and even did your laundry. But come to think of it, have you ever done anything for me? You never helped me one bit. Is it really that fun for you to make your pregnant daughter-in-law do all this hard work? Do you enjoy seeing that?
Yeah, sure. You are right, I have never done anything for you. But why should I wash the dishes and clean the house of someone who I don't even share one drop of blood with? We're not related, okay? So I have no plans on even lifting a plate off the sink as soon as you are out of the hospital. I will buy new sets of everything. New plates, new pots, new clothes, new towels, everything. I will use as much clothes and dishes until they all pile up like tall mountains, and I'm going to make you clean all of it the moment you step out of that hospital.
Mary, have you forgotten that I told you I am going to be staying at my parents' house for a month to recover from pregnancy?
Well then, I guess I keep on piling those clothes and dishes for an extra month. What choice do I have? Oh, and I will be adding up all the costs for buying new plates, pots, glasses, underwear, clothes, and towels. And I will send you an invoice so you can repay me. Unless you clean the dirty ones right now before you give birth. If you don't want to deal with more dirty stuff at home, then clean them up the moment you step out of the hospital.
Wow, this old hag is really just blabbing about nonsense right now that I'm just so speechless.
What? Did you call me an old hag right now? Are you being serious right now? I better have heard that wrong. I'd better be wrong, because if you just called your own mother-in-law an old hag, I swear to God. Did you accidentally send that text to me because you're still having some confusion due to the contractions you've been having?
Nope, I'm calling you an old hag. That's right.
What? So you're calling me an old hag?
Yep, I did. You are an old hag. A very childish and unbearable one at that. I really tried to just endure it the best I can because you are the mother of my husband, but then I get treated like this. Who in their right mind would tell a pregnant woman who is having contractions to do some housework and become a slave as soon as she discharges from the hospital after giving birth, huh? I am not stupid, you know. Why should I wash the dirty dishes and clothes that were being used by a disgusting old hag like you? Huh? Answer me, why should I? I have nothing to gain from you, so I am in no way obligated to listen to anything that you say. In the beginning, I really tried to be understanding of your situation, thinking that maybe you were just lonely and grieving the loss of your husband, but that was stupid of me. I always tried to be sensitive of your mood, and all you did was look down on me and you think you're some queen that has a slave. I shouldn't have given any of my kindness to a person like you. I regret even giving you my respect.
You are such a disrespectful person for talking like that to your elderly. I can't believe you even had the courage to say what you just said to me. So all this time, you've been faking it, huh? Have you always been so rude like this?
Yeah, sure. I have always been like this. I can't help but be rude when some old hag tells me to do so many things when I'm having contractions due to my pregnancy. Who wouldn't be rude in this situation? I am going to make you regret bringing out this side of me. You just wait.
What did you say? Fine. The moment you give birth, you better not come home. You better not show your face to me. You go straight to your parents' house and never appear in our life again. I want you to divorce my son and stay away from us. Don't you dare even get near our house.
Our house? What house of yours are you talking about? You literally have no cent to your name, and now you own a house? What a funny joke.
My son's house is going to be my house soon, too. Do you not know these simple things in life? I will become the head of the house soon, the house that my son owns, so you better not show that ugly face of yours in front of us ever, not even in our dreams.
Look here, old lady. That house is not your son's. It's my house.
Yeah, right. As if you have any money to buy a damn house. Even if you worked. You're a woman. You wouldn't earn enough to even rent a house.
Oh, did you not know I am a real estate agent? I've been working in the same real estate agency for 10 years straight and the top female agent for years. And you think I can't afford a house on my own?
There's no way. There's no way that a woman like you earns more than my son.
I have 3 more years of experience compared to your son, and I earn 3 times more than he does. If we were working together, I'd basically be his boss. But my husband treats me well. He does his best at his work and always helps me out at home. Then you just had to mistreat me like you always do. You always talk down, saying that I'm just some older female who barely got married and barely got pregnant, and when my husband helps me out with housework like he should because he is my husband, you start nagging at me. You wouldn't even let me eat and always acted so passive-aggressive, making me eat last when there's barely any food left. When I tried to reach for some of the food, you would immediately move the food away from me. What kind of person does that? I really tried to just keep my composure, but there has been many times when I wanted to just pick up the fork and stab your eyes with it.
You, how dare you say something like that gory to your own mother-in-law? Do you think after all that you've said that I'd want to think of you as my daughter-in-law?
From this second, I am no longer your daughter-in-law. So pack your bags and leave my house.
Wait. You can't do this, Zoe. You know I have nowhere to go. You can't just tell me to leave. I think we just got heated in the moment and started spewing things out that we don't mean. Let's calm down for now. Just focus on giving birth right now, and let's talk again when you leave the hospital. I will start cleaning up the house and doing the laundry and dishes, so don't worry about a thing. I hope everything goes well with you in the hospital and take all the time you need to recover at your parents' house.
Well, now you're suddenly being so nice, huh? Now that you know it's my house? You're so fake. I am not changing my mind, you know. Seeing your face will make me want to vomit, so please don't ever let me see you again. Pack your stuff and leave my house.
Well, my son lives here too. So where do you expect me to live? Don't be so harsh like that.
Then how about you leave my house together with your son? You two can worry about where you live. Your son is such a good person, and because of you, he's about to be a man with no house, no wife, and no child. Because of his mother. I feel so bad that his mother had to be you. He has so much going for him, but because of you, so many good things in his life is going to be ruined.
I'm so sorry, Zoe. I hope you forgive me. Would you please forgive this old lady? Please?
Just because you say sorry does not erase the resentment I have toward you. So quit crying crocodile tears and pack your stuff. I could care less whether you lived under some bridge. Just leave my house. Even after we had that talk, my mother-in-law really tried to beg me to let her stay at my house, and she was very insistent even when I was recovering at my parents' house. I told my husband that he has two options. 1, let his mom leave my house on her own, or 2, we can get a divorce and they can both leave my house together. In the end, my mother-in-law decided to let her son have his happiness and left my house by herself. Then my husband started seeing that his mom was just doing her role as the mother-in-law and she wasn't mistreating me during that 1.5 years. He felt really bad that we had to kick his mom out, and he felt that he wasn't being a good filial son to his mom. According to what I heard from my husband's relatives, my mother-in-law moved into her other daughter's house, but even there she faced a lot of conflicts, which eventually led her to being kicked out once again. Even though she mistreated me, I felt bad seeing how worried my husband was about his own mother. So I helped out by giving her $5,000 she could use to find a place for herself, and I blocked her phone number. After that, I heard she started doing some janitorial job somewhere to feed herself. Since then, I haven't heard anything from her or about her, and I don't really care to know. That's it for now. Like and subscribe for more stories. Thank you for watching.
Hey, Sarah. Do you know how challenging it is to raise a child these days? Are you aware that it requires a great deal of effort, time, and resources? Perhaps you cannot fully comprehend the difficulties involved since you have not yet experienced parenthood yourself. While I haven't had the first-hand experience of raising a child, I'm aware that it is a demanding and challenging task. It entails a multitude of responsibilities, such as providing care, guidance, and support. Raising a child involves dedicating a significant amount of time and energy, as well as being attentive to their physical, emotional, and educational needs. It also requires making sacrifices and adapting one's lifestyle to accommodate the child's well-being. Parenting is a lifelong commitment that necessitates constant learning, patience, and love. I think I recognize that raising a child is an intricate and demanding journey that demands unwavering dedication. While that may be true, I was specifically asking if you're aware of how much it costs to raise a child. Well, I don't know about that. It's not even funny when it comes to raising a child, from their food to clothing. And when you add in the cost of private tutoring, it becomes quite substantial. Raising a child is all about money. You can't even have a baby if you don't make enough money. It's completely different from decades ago when people perceived children grow up on their own. Private tutoring? Danielle is barely in kindergarten, but you already hired a private tutor for her? I meant private tutoring will be part of the expense when she becomes first grade next year. And just because she's in kindergarten, it doesn't mean there are no expenses for private tutoring. Simply giving her extracurricular activity lessons like piano, art, martial arts, or foreign languages can easily exceed $1,000 per month. Just like in my household, if the father is the sole breadwinner supporting a family of 3, covering living expenses, including food, utilities, and even the cost of private tutoring, you could say we're incurring losses every month. I see. That must be hard. Speaking of which, can you help us financially by any chance? Although Danielle is not your niece by blood, she's your husband's niece, which means she's technically your niece as well. You can help your niece by supporting her with $10,000, right? That's a lot of money. Isn't $10,000 considered a small amount of money in today's world? You've had a job for 10 years and don't have any children, so it's likely that you have saved a significant amount. Instead of letting it sit in a bank and lose value, it would be really useful for me if you could give it to me. Is there any way that could be possible?
Just because I have been working for 10 years, it doesn't mean I have all the money in the world. I need to prepare for my retirement and keep it to raise my children when I have them later. You just said yourself that it costs a fortune to raise a child. I'm considering having children in the near future, and I have to be prepared for them to take care of them properly, from feeding them to educating them. I'm sorry, I don't have spare money to give you.
Is it true that you're just turning it down without even pretending to consider it when I'm your husband's older sister and I'm sincerely asking for your help? You're such a cold woman, aren't you? What is the benefit of having a sibling? Aren't siblings supposed to help each other when they're going through a rough patch?
I don't know anything about that. I am sorry.
This is exactly why people say there should be siblings. I notice that the only child is usually selfish and difficult to get along with. I'm sure you don't understand what it feels like when your sibling is having a hard time as an only child. It hurts like hell when your sibling encounters hardships, and you want to give up everything to help them. It might not hurt you, but it should hurt my brother because that's what siblings are like. Okay, fine. I can't help it if you're saying you don't have spare money to give me. I understand. However, while you may not have enough money, your parents do, don't they? I heard your parents ran a business all their life, and you were raised in a wealthy family. Is that true?
I guess I can say that. Thanks to my parents, I don't recall going through financial hardships, if not enough money.
Then you can take some of their money and give it to me for Danielle, right?
What do you mean by that?
Your mother passed away half a year ago, and once your father also passes away, you will be the sole beneficiary of their assets. I'm saying it shouldn't be a problem for you to receive and use the inheritance in advance.
Are you asking me to beg my dad for money and give it to you when I receive it?
You don't want to do it?
Of course not. Did you really think asking me like that would work? Don't you think you're attempting too much and asking for the moon? If you need the money so badly, you should get part-time jobs at restaurants, grocery stores, or wherever. How could you even think my parents' assets will be given up to you, which they accumulated all their lives with their sacrifices and devotion? You have the guts to ask for my parents' money, don't you? I would never be able to bring up such a thing if I were you because I would be so humiliated and ashamed even by thinking about it.
Are you okay today? Are you sure you're not food poisoned or anything? I don't know what to do when you become someone I don't recognize all of a sudden.
Why is that? Are you confused that I stand up for myself for the first time after all these years of being nice and quiet to you? Do you think I had no idea you were taking my bags and clothes one by one? Even my shoes! Every time you came to my house? I tried so hard to understand and think positively. I tried to convince myself that you were in your worst moments and you had no other choice but to lay your hands on your brother and his wife's stuff. I have shown kindness to and helped strangers, so I was willing to let go of it and have refrained from showing any discontent toward you since you're my husband's sister. I thought that by continuing to extend my generosity, you would understand it as a gesture of goodwill. However, I guess it's true that if kindness continues, you perceive it as an entitlement. Did you think I was a joke? Did you think I didn't say anything to you because I had no idea what was going on?
What the hell did you say? Are you saying you knew about it all along, but you kept it to yourself all this time?
Don't you think it's even more strange if I didn't notice what was going on when my stuff was missing every time you came to my house?
Well, you didn't say anything to me, so I believe you didn't know. You know you have millions of clothes and bags, right? All of them in luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and even Hermes. I thought that a woman who grew up in a wealthy family wouldn't notice if she lost a few things because she has countless articles. I'm quite surprised that you actually noticed. But the thing is, are you saying that even though you knew all this, you've been meeting me with a smile on your face and not showing any indication of it? You're so creepy, aren't you? I'm so freaked out by you that you give me chills. I feel like I've been walking the street naked. I'm so embarrassed and mad and feel a rush of rage. Do you have a damn idea how I feel right now? You're that woman who says one thing but does the other. What a hypocrite.
You must be delighted that your words and actions match, aren't you?
Excuse you? I'm saying you still don't understand what you should do right at the moment. If your stealing had been busted, the appropriate response for you should be sincerely apologizing and taking responsibility for your actions. Instead, you are coming across defiantly. So I'm here teaching you what you should do. What you committed is a theft, and you'll be asked to take responsibility if I report it to the police. If I were merciful enough and had let go of your actions, considering that I have been lucky enough to possess many things, you would be in a position where you should be thankful and apologize humbly for stealing my belongings. Don't you understand what kind of position you are in? I knew you were a thief, but I didn't know you were so dumb that you don't even understand English. How could you be so mean to me? I'm your husband's older sister, remember? Hey, how's your IVF going? Did you say you need to keep the money for your children that might happen in the near future? Do you think God will gift you with children if you have such an attitude to your sister-in-law? Do you think you can live comfortably as my family's daughter-in-law despite your despicable attitude toward me? Don't you get that I have the final say in everything as the eldest daughter in my family? I had the final say in everything as the only child in my family, too. Believe it or not, I don't argue with others often. But when I did, I've never lost against anyone in my life. I respected you and let go of your unbelievable actions only because you're my husband's older sister. However, now you're trying to get on top of my head and manipulate me, and I won't take it anymore. Who do you think you're trying to take for granted? You have no idea what you're doing right now, do you? Oh, I do. I'm furious that you're even thinking about taking my parents' hard-earned money. You're furious just for that? You'll try to eat me alive if you know I took your late mother's ring and sold it, won't you? I beg your pardon? I thought it was very meaningful and precious to you, but you didn't even notice it was gone. You know, we had a gathering at your house last week for my mom's birthday, right? I secretly took the ring since I was there. Indeed, it seems that people who have a lot tend not to notice or pay attention if one or two things go missing. The ring was wrapped tightly in layers and kept along with your mother's picture and other pieces of jewelry that seemed to belong to her. You must be excited that you were born as the only child of your rich mother and received a bunch of expensive goods as an inheritance. Considering I only took one inconspicuous and seemingly insignificant ring among all those possessions, wouldn't you say that I'm still quite nice and conscientious? Excuse you? That ring you stole is a special ring that was passed from my grandmother to my mom when she married my dad. It was a family heirloom. That's such a precious piece of jewelry regardless of the price. And you claim you took it without my permission? You need to give it back to me right now. Oh, that's impossible. I already sold it and it doesn't belong to me anymore. I was fortunate enough to sell the seemingly shabby ring at a high price. By selling it, I made a substantial sum of $5,000, which I spent pretty quickly. Thank you, Sarah. It's not the right time to say thank you, Sarah. You need to get the ring back right now. Otherwise, I'm going to report it to the police for theft. I mean it when I say this, so you better listen to what I'm saying. Besides, you sound like you had to steal my mom's ring because your mother was poor and had nothing to give you. Your mother must be thrilled to hear you using such absurd things as an excuse for stealing. What did you say? You're so rude as always. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not scared even a little bit. You thought I would get on my knees and apologize profusely while asking for your forgiveness if you threatened me like that. But there's no way. Don't make me laugh, okay? You should stop here if you're not going to divorce my little brother. We don't want to be uncomfortable when we're still a family, right? I promise you I'm not going to lay my hands on your stuff ever again, so end of discussion. Done. You make me speechless. Who are you to say end of discussion when I'm the owner of the ring, and I'm demanding you to bring it back to me immediately? I cannot make any concessions regarding my mom's ring, so make sure to return the ring immediately. I said I already sold the ring and I spent every penny of the sales proceeds. It's just that simple, so do whatever you need to do. So you're just going to be like, sue me? I won't have anything to give you even if you sue me. Do whatever you need to do. Okay then. Since you keep saying do whatever I need to do, I'll do whatever I need to do. What the heck can you possibly do? Sarah, did you tell everything to my mom? Did you tell her that I stole your late mother's ring and got rid of it for money? Why did you have to do that when you know better than anyone that she will never accept theft as she has been an educator all her life?
I thought you told me multiple times to do whatever I needed to do. I needed your mother to realize what her daughter had done. So I told her because that was what you told me to do. So what's the problem when I only followed your instruction? Oh, did you actually want to be reported for theft? I could certainly do that for you if you prefer that way.
Do you think it's funny? What kind of theft are you talking about when we're a family?
What do you mean by a family when we don't live in the same house or make a living together? If I were to press charges, you would be in a position where you would be held accountable without any escape. I only gave up on pressing charges out of consideration for Danielle, who is still a baby who needs her mother by her side. But instead of gratitude, what's this attitude?
You gave up on pressing charges because you couldn't press charges against a family member, not because of your generosity. Who do you think you're kidding? Besides, my mom gave the ring back to you. Then what's the matter with you? What, do you want more after she bought the same ring and handed it to you? It was such an old ring, and I heard she had to travel across the states to get the same one. Isn't that enough for you when such an old lady did that for you? You even told her that I was jealous of you having a wealthy mom and you had a lot to inherit. She said she failed to teach me properly, even as an educator, and declared that she'll disown me from this point on. She said she can't be that mother I want, so she'll let me go. She told me to live on my own and to make sure to pay her back $5,000. How am I supposed to pay her back that much money when I have a child to take care of? I have a college degree, but I barely graduated with a borderline GPA, and I don't have any work experience at all. All I have been doing so far was to support my husband and raise my daughter, which is far from making money. Most importantly, you know all of this, and you still rat on me and cause such pain for me?
Well, you should learn how to stand up on your own feet before it's too late. You'll have to live on your own going forward, which means you have to make money by yourself.
What kind of nonsense are you talking about? Why are you saying I need to make money by myself?
Okay, listen. The entire family, your mother, my husband, and even your husband, went to the jewelry shop where you sold my ring. We asked the owner to see the camera footage explaining to him what was going on, and he let us see it. Well, you were there selling my mom's ring, but surprisingly, you weren't alone. You were holding some guy's hand who was clearly not your husband. Everything was recorded on the camera, from you holding his hand and even kissing him, stepping out of the shop with your hand in his back pocket with a big smile on your face. It was seriously pathetic and ridiculous. All of us were embarrassed for you. I never expected to discover such a dirty secret of yours when I simply wanted to check if I can get my ring back.
What?
You turned around and cheated on your hard-working, devoted husband with some other guy after dropping off your daughter at school. How vulgar and coarse everything you do is. Don't you feel sorry for your husband who is working day and night for you and your daughter? Isn't it shameful for your daughter who considers her mother to be everything in the world? I heard the one you're having an affair with is the father of a boy in Danielle's classroom. How could you even think about having a relationship with one of the parents?
No, I didn't have any kind of relationship. He's just someone I know. I swear I never cheated on my husband or committed adultery.
For that part, your husband must have done an extensive investigation and formed a conclusion by now.
That can't be possible. He has never shown any indication of feeling suspicious. He is someone who easily displays his emotions, so if something like that were to happen, it would be written all over his face.
Unlike someone, parents are willing to do anything and everything for the sake of their children. No matter how weak his disposition may be, he would make all necessary preparations to avoid having his parental rights taken away before dumping you.
What did you say? Who does he think he is trying to take my baby away from me when I was the one giving birth to her from my womb? That doesn't make sense. No matter how much he tries, Danielle is mine. She can never be his.
What use is there for someone who doesn't even have the qualifications of a mother to imitate motherhood? With no job and even engaging in infidelity, does it seem likely that someone like you would be granted custody?
Hey, which side are you on right now?
Who am I to be on your side when even your own mother and brother said they'll disown you?
I am simply your sister-in-law, and I have no intention of listening to your complaints any longer. I have no intention to help you, and even if I did, I wouldn't be able to. After what happened, I heard that Jane eventually became estranged from her own mother and my husband, and that she was divorced by her ex-husband as well. Of course, custody went to the father, and she lost her child. She was forced to work, eat, and sleep in a small restaurant, trying to pay off her debts. She had to work tirelessly to repay her debts to her mother, her ex-husband, and the wife of the guy with whom she had an affair. If she had managed the money wisely provided by her husband and worked hard to raise her child, the outcome would have been completely different. This is the consequence of her own foolish decisions. Thanks for watching! If you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. And why not leave us a comment in the comment section down below with all of your thoughts. See you in the next video!